Okay, so who are you and what do you do in this band?
I am Beast. I'm lead guitarist of Shattered.
And how long have you been playing guitar for?
7.5, almost 8 years now.
So, 7.5 years, wow. So what made you inspired to pick up the sixth string and start thrashing the way you do?
Well, the thrashing thing I never thought would be. At first, I was inspired by my mom. She was in bands like all her life back in the day. We got her back into a band now, and it's mostly my mom. And I come from a musical family. My real dad's a drummer. My mom's a guitar player, lead singer. So it just kind of runs in the blood.
Ah, cool. So what was the first band that you were in, and how did that affect your playing?
That would be Not Far Behind.
Okay.
And
what type of music was that?
Hard rock. Some of it was punkish, popish punkish. Some of it was metal. We kind of covered all spectrums. We do some blues jams and shit. I originally played bass in that band. Then I got, eventually, everyone knew I was a guitarist in the band, and eventually they knew once I was ready, I'd become a lead guitarist, and that eventually happened. And then we did some demos, got new band members, all that shit, and then we eventually recorded it was going to be our first album, and we had kind of a falling out, and we just kind of decided musically to go our own separate ways.
So what then made you decide to want to start a metal band?
Well, once I started learning the metal songs with Not Far Behind, that's right when I started digging metal, and I just got more and more into metal. And since 8th grade, I always thought, once I started guitar, it was about 8th grade, I always thought of Shattered being the ideal band name of the band that I would eventually form, and that was going to be, like my ultimate band as far as a band that I'm in is concerned. Like, that was going to be the ultimate band that I'm in, is Shattered, and now we're kind of living proof of that.
So how did you find the rest of the members of Shattered to start this project up?
Well, after I quit MFB, I went on MySpace and I put up a ad saying musicians wanted to start a metal band that will kill off screamo music, and that's when Josh, that's when you emailed or wrote me back saying, I'm down, give me a call, let's make it work. And we've been together since day one, in a sense. And then we had an old singer that didn't quite work out, musical differences, totally. And then Matt, me and him tried a couple of years back to try and get something going, but it was just me on guitar and him on vocals. We had no drummer or bassist, so he kind of he wasn't quite, I don't think he wanted to do something unless it was a full, going band, which is understandable. And I ran into him at Walmart, actually, once I started Shattered, started getting it going. And I asked him if he'd want to try out, and he showed up one day, and he's been with us ever since. And I've known Jake for a good year and a half, or almost 2 years. And I knew he played guitar. I just asked him one day if he'd be willing to play bass, since we didn't have a bassist at the time. And he said he'd play anything for us, so he's been with us ever since.
So what kind of styles do you want to incorporate with Shattered?
Well, my influences are, my top four, my big four are Metallica, Megadeth, Iron Maiden, and Pantera. There's a lot more than that, though. Children of Bodom, Trivium, 3, kick-ass band, gotta check them out. So many more. Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan. It goes way back to the classic rock. That's where I think a true musician really is into that kind of stuff as well as anything else. There's hundreds of influences. You know, I can't name them all right off the top of my head.
So it's safe to say you don't want Shattered to be just stuck just in one particular side of music.
No, I mean, we're a metal band, but I'll back this up till the day I die. Every single song is different from the next, and that's what's going to make us unique. And that's what's going to make us who we are.
So what was the writing process like for the current 10 songs that Shattered has?
Well, 8 of them I had already had written on guitar. Well, there were a couple that I had recently, within the past year and a half, wrote. It's all shit that I've had for years, just kind of hidden from everyone else. And then, you know, some other ones were from other band members' ideas. Just, you know, we'll start with one instrument and build off that. And then another instrument will add to it, and then the other instrument will add to that, and then we'll show Matt, and he just writes the vocals. Next day, he's got them down.
So I understand that the upcoming Shattered album is a concept album. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, it's an epic tale. Oh, one sec. It's an epic story of about a man who dies at sea with his two chums. I'll say his chums, his buddies, his brothers, his brothers, and he dies on a ship at sea, and he gets summoned to hell to help fight a battle with angels versus demons kind of thing, and it ends up, basically everyone just gets slaughtered in this battle, and he ends up in this complete place of darkness after he dies in fighting the battle, and he's just trying to escape, and there's no escape for him. And it kind of just ends as a mystery. That's kind of vaguely summing it all up.
So if it ends in a mystery, is there a possibility of a part 2?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
There'll be part 2 and at least part 3. Who knows after that? Who knows?
Okay, so getting back into your guitar playing, who are your main influences now, guitarist-wise, that really inspire your playing?
Guitarist-wise? Well, that goes back to day one. That would be my two biggest influences would be Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin, because with him, he shows that, you'd always hear, every now and then, you wouldn't always hear, but now and then you'd hear during his solos a sour note or two, but he'd make it work, he'd cover his ass and just keep rocking, and it just shows you that he's human, that you can fuck up, but still fucking kick ass, because no guitarist in the world, I don't care if you're Satriani or Steve fucking Vai, you're not a perfect guitarist. You will never know it all. You'll never play a perfect gig where every single note of every single thing was played correctly, So that kind of gave me a lot of hope that, you don't have to be fucking 100% on, and you can still kick some ass. And then another one, who in a way you can also relate to that, is Jimi Hendrix, who he pioneered rock guitar. He brought it to the next level. When guitar playing was here, he brought it up to here. He brought it up 50 notches. And, he's just the man. He revolutionized guitar forever. So, those two are my main ones. Another one, Megadeth's my favorite metal band. Dave Mustaine is an excellent songwriter. He had some of the greatest lead players. Marty Friedman himself, Chris Broderick, Chris Poland, Petrelli, any others that I forget, I'm sorry. Dimebag Darrell, another one. He's, God bless, he's the fucking man, I could go on and on and on, but, those would be my main influences.